Okay. We're back. It's Monday. It's another art day. Everyone survived their Sunday okay? And their Monday started out as gently as possible. For those that are new here, we are needle felting along with Bob Ross and his tutorials for the joy of painting. Uh-oh. Moobot, where did you go? Did you get logged out, Moobot? Moobot? What happened, Moobot? There we go. Moobot's a little sluggish this morning, it would seem. Don't blame them. Alright. So, we are needle felting along with the Joy of Painting tutorial series. We've been following along with Season 3. We are currently working on Episode 9. We've done the other 8. You can find the archives of those live streams over on my YouTube channel on the Nisey Needle Felts playlist. So when we left off yesterday, we had highlighted the side of our building, filled in the center of the circle to make it look like you're looking through it and seeing the side of the building. We put in our water wheel. We put in the little support rod to turn it. And we put in our support stones over here and a little like directing panel for the water to shove the water that way, like through the wheel. Excuse me, the allergy game is severe today. Oh my goodness. And my incense went out. Yep, my incense went out. Well, that won't do. We have to use the Bernie incense today, which makes me nervous around all of the fluff. I don't recommend doing it unless you have an enclosed burner. And don't be lighting your match anywhere near your fluff. Come on. There we go. I was using the wax melt burner for a while. However, we had to break the space heater out last night. It was going, and then I put the lid on it, and then it kind of like put itself out. I don't know if any oil dripped down from the top and put it out, or if it just suffocated itself out. Either's possible. The airflow on this burner is not always the greatest. But anyway, so I had to put the space heater on the desk last night because it got pretty damn chilly in here. Killed me doing so when it's supposed to go back up into the 70s next weekend. Woo, we're in for a hell of a winter. I don't know what to expect this winter. I really don't. Is it going to be 90 on Thanksgiving? Who the fuck knows? Alright, so this is red wine. This is more of like a purpley feel to it. Sorry. Can't decide if I want my sleeves up or down today. It's not warm enough to sit here without something over my tank top. It's pretty cold in here. Okay. Oh, right. I'm a little disorganized. I did not want to get up. When I did, I've been fighting with my alarm for a while. Like, really wickedly tired. Zuzu kept waking me up. He just wouldn't settle. He'd come in, wake me up. He'd leave, he'd wake me up as he was leaving. I'm like, dude, what? Alright. What the heck is on my... There was something rough on my hand. I couldn't find it. Alright, well, we need to put the tops in here. They're going to be a little more solid. So if you see any smoke wisps going across the screen, it's just from the incense burner. I would use the wax melter, but I needed the plug and the space for the space heater right now. So I had to put the wax melter away for right now because there's just not enough space. I am still working on that edit, I promise. It was a busy night last night. After stream, I had to make dinner. And then I had to make bread for Russell. And then, which I didn't realize I was going to need to do. It was sort of a last minute thing. So while that was rising, then we had to do game night with my mom. I am about 30... Shit, how far am I? 30 minutes through? 35 minutes through now? Something like that. I'm not sure how much time I have remaining. I really need to check on that. I know it was originally an hour and 50 minutes runtime on after Russell did his editing pass. And I've got it down to an hour and 27 minutes now. So that kind of opened up a little bit of a spot there. I don't know, don't want to use, I guess we can use more of this. Should be fine. So sorry about my shitty voice. It's just from my allergies. Heat was running all night. I'd have my humidifier running. It was cold as shit in our room. It's still kind of cold as shit in our room. I think we have another freeze warning for tonight or tomorrow night. Alright, we still have another spot there that we need to deal with here. Again, that's just a little bit of water. Sorry. I took some allergy medicine when I got up. It's not helping. It's one of those days. Unfortunately. So actually, I wonder if I should have done this background grass. That's going to be a little difficult getting that in now. That's alright. We'll figure it out. There's still a little bit of a gap in there, and nothing I'm doing with this red is fixing it, so we're just going to change tactics here. Now, I don't have the space heater running right now. it's kind of sitting right next to the microphone and it gets a little loud. Is it really? Again? Yep. Alright. That doesn't want to be lit. I'm not fighting with it anymore today. That's fine. Okay. And then I'm running late today. Well, not really running late. We started a few minutes early. But I wanted to start sooner than this. But I had to get dinner started. And wake up a few minutes, so here we are. If I have time, we might do another Planet Zoo stream tonight. Mostly so I don't have to sit there and try to edit a video. Because I just don't have time this week. The heck is that? I don't know what that was. Okay. Alright, well that fixed that, at least. Okay. So there's that. Tuck you back into your bag, because I'll still use you for something. Alright, now. Do you want the water in first and then the riverbank, or do we want the riverbank and then the water? Maybe we should do the water first. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll do the riverbank first. I mean, Bob did, right? Well, actually, Bob did this back in here. Alright, so let me come over here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, well, he's a lot further than we are because we jumped forward a bit. So let's go back. We probably should hit this up before we do this, actually. Alright, so let's back that truck on up, Bob. Alright, so he had kind of put dirt all in back in here. I don't know if we're gonna. Sap green and yellow. I mean, this doesn't look too bad in here, and we didn't do dirt in this section. I don't necessarily think we really need it in here. So I'm gonna skip the dirt in this part. Well, if we don't do the dirt, then we have to be really tightly packed. Maybe we should do the dirt, because we've got this thing to work around. That might get a little tricky with just the grass colors. So perhaps we should. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit over our edge here. Or our perimeter, I guess would be a better word. I'm always better at getting the one edge done than the other. Oh, goodness. Alright, that did get a little stretched out for me pulling up. Not a whole lot I can do about it now. That's when our skizzers will come into play. Let me see about cleaning that edge up a little bit. Alright, so we're going to work on getting our dirt in back here. Again, I wasn't really gonna, but we're allowed to change our minds, and on second thought, probably should have it in place back here so that we can work around our stones a little bit better, because technically this was supposed to go in first and then the stones, but I jumped a step. Okay. So, grab our next bit of fluff. Alright. Hope everybody's doing alright. Everybody excited for Halloween? Or is Halloween just not your holiday? It might not be. It might not be your holiday. Like, I'm not a fan of scary movies. Never have been. Just not my bag. Alright, so we'll get this worked into here. You okay?
Oh. relatively.
Alright, so we'll get this tapped into here. It was a little bit of a thicker chunk, so it's gonna take a few minutes to tap that in. Okay. Alright. Now, I need to try to get this worked in here. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Now, we can be a little wonky in there because we're going to have the grass come back in. And I can probably get that in that corner there. Or that shouldn't be too much trouble. One can hope. We will see. Since that is being a little bit more fussy than I was expecting it to be. Okay. All right. So, let's see about getting that edge piece. Worked into there. We still have a crab buried, so we haven't been able to swap out the crab tanks yet, which is mildly frustrating. We have everything we need for the other tank now, at least we believe we do. And I don't really have room to have both tanks up right now. And now one of the other crabs has gone missing, so I'm like, really? Where did you go? He might be hiding in the decorations and we just didn't see him. But it's just effing vexing now that we've got the other one pretty much ready to go. And we can't swap the tank placement yet because I have nowhere else to put the 29 gallon. Because the 29 is sitting where the 50's supposed to live. So I am glad we kept that 50. And that it seemed to survive in our shed. Okay. Okay. I think now that it's getting colder and we're gonna have the heat running and stuff more, definitely gonna need to be using water just to keep these fluff bits usable so they're not too frizzy and all over the place, and so I can actually get a grip on them. That other one just kind of sat in my hand. Alright. Let's have another little bit more to go in this part. Okay, so he did do this riverbank, or this side of the riverbank before, well, I mean, technically before he put most of the water in. We might move this back just a little bit. I haven't decided yet. I mean, we still can change the angle of that just a little bit if we want to. Like, we can like come this way, or maybe we can come like this way, but I might just leave it. Since we already have the angle of the building in, we'll probably leave it. Like, it's not going to be exactly like his, but we can come close. Okay. Whoop. Got a little too attached in that spot. Okay. So we almost have that spot filled in. Almost. Oh, there's a mark on my monitor. I'm like, what am I seeing here? Seeing a white spot on my monitor. I thought I had something either sitting on here or I had a split open up that I wasn't seeing in front of me. No, just a dirty monitor apparently. Okay. So we get this guy worked into here. Like, we're pretty much done the hard part. The hard part was our building there. And now we just have to finish putting in our terrain. Okay. So that means I'm going to need to get our dowel rods sorted here soon. Don't know what color I'm going to paint them yet. We might go with like a rich brown, just so we've got brown at the top and brown in the middle and then brown at the... I said that backwards. Brown at the bottom, brown at the middle, and brown at the top. There we go. I was like, I think I said brown at the top and I pointed to the bottom. Not surprising. It is me after all. Alright. Get this little spot filled in here. And then we'll start working on our grass here. Okay. There's a car out front. Did you order something? Hmm? Did you order something?
Don't think so.
It looks like an Amazon delivery. Okay. So we need, I think with this one we'll go with our light green. If I can find what clothespin it's on. So they were like sap green and yellow. Question is, what yellow? Do we want mustard? Do we want varsity? Or do we want yellow yellow? I don't know. Maybe we'll go yellow yellow. Like buttercup yellow. Maybe we will go with lime green too. What is it?
I don't see it.
Oh, maybe it was just the mail guy.
Well, no, they had an Amazon thing in their hand. They had 2 little packages, but I don't think I ordered anything. Maybe it was the wrong address.
Because he stood there and he was looking confused. Did he get back in his car and leave?
Yeah, let me just double check. I don't remember.
Because you didn't say you had ordered anything.
No, I don't have anything that's supposed to be delivered. Must have been a wrong address then.
Maybe he needed south, not north.
Yeah, because he did drive off slowly with his thing blinking.
I was gonna say, that's odd. I didn't think we... Alright. So, yeah, I guess we'll go these 3 colors. Okay, so we're gonna kind of rip all of this apart. Anything that we need to really care about in there? We're opening something, so it might be. What?
They sent me a copy of the insurance cards, like a photocopy. That's good enough.
Well, at least we know.
At least we have the numbers and everything.
We don't have your mom's, but...
Yeah.
Which I don't understand, because they used to come at the same time.
Well, maybe it's delayed. I mean, it's the fact that it didn't show up till now means it's running late anyhow.
Well, that's something she's going to have to deal with her car when she gets back.
No, yeah, we got photocopies for now, so.
I thought that was just for one vehicle. Is it for both?
No, it's for both.
Oh, okay. Alright. So we'll put that one there. And we need a little bit of our lime green. I'm not sure which color we were using up here. It might have been the spring green. Or the light green, excuse me. Kind of looks like the light green. Alright, so we'll get this color kind of pulled apart here. I'm not sure. Is that enough yellow, do we think? I kind of feel like this isn't going to be enough to fill in that section. I feel like we're going to be like just short. So maybe we go a little bit more yellow. I don't want to be too yellowy. Part of me is like, that might be too yellow now. But we can still add a bit more of our greens here. So we can add a little bit more. I don't want to go too much. I mean, we don't have that big of a space to fill. But I'm not sure how much I'm going to need to fill this space. So there lies the problem. Alright, so I'm just kind of pulling apart and re-smushing. Just trying to get these as mixed together as I can by hand. So I don't have any hand cards, which might work a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Okay. I got some water on my hand here. And I'm going to start to snake this together. Gently pull. Gently. Okay. All right. Now, need to figure out where we want that first edge to kind of hang out. And I think I kind of want this to come up over the edge of the riverbank just a little bit. Doesn't have to be by a huge amount. Remember to come back in and tap down those loose edges that you now have from snipping. Or don't if you don't want to. I tend to. Just helps to make sure that we're good and secure in there. Alright, I'm gonna try to finger protectors for the win. Oh boy. It's gonna be one of those days. Trying to follow that bottom edge there. And I'll tend to like scrape out the fibers as they're going down just to spread them out just a little bit at the tops. Just to try to get a little bit of like some fan out. All right. We'll see if we have enough. I'm not sure if we do now. We will see. Okay. It's very fluffy. Very fluffy. Okay. And we'll work on getting this next bit put in here. And I'm hoping this will help kind of push the river back a little bit more. We'll see. Okay. It's slowly coming together. Like, we still need to add the water to our wheel. And we will in just a little bit. Don't know if it's going to be today. What time is it? Alright, do I need to get him?
No, I get him. Just gotta give me a second.
That's fine, I just didn't know if I needed to today. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get that bottom edge down there along my finger protector. Oh, such tappy feet.
Oh, so much tappy feet.
Happy Momo toes. Alright. Keep hitting the tip of that finger protector. It is earning its money today. Okay. Go ahead and snippy snips. Kind of work in that bottom edge there. And by fanning that out a little bit, we can have some little wisps coming up over the edge of where that river is sitting. just to help get the point home that this is in front of it. It just gives it more of a field, riverbank overgrown kind of look. Now if this is getting too fluffy on that tip there, for you to handle, it's getting a little too unruly, you can add just a little bit of water there. Sometimes it can start to get a little carried away there. Work around gently the tip of that finger protector there. I'm saying gently so I don't stab through it. Okay. Work on getting that bottom edge good and attached. Oh. Look, you detached yourself. There's no coming back now. Silly fuzz. It's weird because this section he did more green, but I guess it kind of makes sense because this is further away from the water. Maybe it's just a different type of grass that's growing in this section. Maybe this is more like farm crop. Don't really know. But I don't think we have enough. We will see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I would like to be proven wrong. Yeah, so we might do an extra stream tonight, maybe. Depends on if the boys are doing anything, so it might not be till after 8 because I've got a few things I have to do before then. Could be around 7. I gotta get recycling out, gotta get dinner done, do some doggy woggy attention. You know, all the things. Did Momo get his goodie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. I know my duty.
Well, no, don't say of course. There's been times where you've gotten distracted.
Very rarely.
Okay. We've got a chunk of more yellow right in here. Let's start towards the tips, I think, on this one. Just to try to preserve that height a little bit. So one more bundle on this row should do this row. And then we can start to move down to the next one. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna make this one a little bit higher. In theory. We'll see if we can hold that height there. Sorry, those brief little pauses are me hitting the finger protector. I'm trying to mentally reset after hitting it. Attempting to refocus. Kind of like, come on, brain. Hand-eye coordination here. Seems to be severely lacking today. Okay. So we'll get this all done up in here. Alright. That's not bad. Okay. Bit more water in here. Just to try to get that to behave a little bit better. Alright, so this piece is probably going to be a little bit short. It's because of how I started it out. And that's okay. Right? Not everybody's gonna be the same length there. Oh, crunchy neck today. It'd be great if my neck wasn't crunchy today. Past couple of days I've had to be really careful with how I'm turning my head. Because it's felt like things have gotten caught unhappily inside there. Just from me shifting ever so slightly, and I'm like, damn. Nope, stay put. Alright, again, I'm just adding a little bit of water to the tip there. Just so I have a slightly easier time of it. Okay. Alright. Just trying to be a little bit careful with how we get that bottom edge in there. Might take a little extra stabbing. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay. Work on getting this guy in. This thing's gonna be like Swiss cheese pretty soon. That one did, it didn't hit my finger, but it did go into it. Managed to stop myself because the texture was different. Like the resistance was different. That's okay. The left hand can take one for the team. The right's taking its fair share. Kenny, what are you doing under my desk? Should I be concerned? Okay. So we'll get our next little chunk of fluff, and I am overlapping the new edge over the edge that just went in ever so slightly. Not tremendously, but you know, a little bit. You and Tyler doing anything tonight?
I have no idea. He hasn't said.
Okay. Alright. Pop this into here. I kind of cut that one on a little bit of an angle, didn't I? Oh well. Guess it works out that we have the, we decided to put the dirt in after all. Although I probably would have been a little more careful about making sure that everybody was overlapped properly in there if we hadn't. Okay, so let's keep on going here. Okay. So I think this method of doing our grasses has been working out pretty good. We're getting a bit more color variation as we go. At least that's what it seems like. Okay. I just realized I don't know if I did. Okay. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to go and check the our dinner on the stove. I thought I smelled something burning. I was like, uh-oh, did it overflow? But we're good. Everything seems to be behaving itself out there. Okay. So looking at where we're at, I think I'm feeling pretty okay about it so far. I think we're doing all right. All right. That little piece looked like it had come away from the rest of the group there, so I was like, shit, that's a slate problem. Ever so slightly. Yeah, I don't think I've got enough left. I think I'm gonna have to mix just a tiny bit more, and then I'm gonna have too much. Because I don't know if the rest of this is more green heavy as it comes closer, or if he goes back to this mostly yellow. Like, I would have loved to have seen what he was using for a reference photo. I think that would have been great. Ooh. I mean, I understand why, because there really wasn't royalty-free photos and stuff then. Or, I mean, there might have been just to know about it, but... it could also be drastically different than, what the reference photo was, so... don't know. Okay. I'll let that go a little bit. Well, I don't know. Maybe we will have enough. A constant internal war. Do we have enough? Do we not have enough? I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I can just mix more. It's not like it's a huge problem. Okay. Alright. So this one's definitely fanned out here. Definitely. Got a little unruly there. I guess we do have enough. Alright. Just gonna work on getting all of our loose bits attached here. Okay. So that's not too bad. I know we didn't quite follow the plan for today, what I said yesterday, but I realized we really needed to get this upper bank put in because we kind of been neglecting it a little bit here. A bit of water just to try to get that tip there a little bit more in check here. Okay. So I've seen some tweets this morning that people were leaving for BlizzCon. So I hope everybody has a good time, stays safe, behaves themselves. Everyone needs to definitely make sure they behave themselves. I don't even know when BlizzCon is. Is it this weekend, I guess? I guess it would have to be. I feel kind of bad because so many of like the Halloween events here this weekend got canceled and postponed to Tuesday, and so many of people were like, I can't go Tuesday, I have to work. It's like, well, I mean, it sucks, feel bad for the kids. Maybe some disappointed kiddos. It's supposed to be so cold for trick or treat too. They were talking like lows like of 19 for Halloween night. I remember having some cold Halloweens up in Jersey, going out trick-or-treating and like being so upset because my mom was making me wear like a winter coat over my costume. And I'm like, well, what the fuck was the point of the costume? I mean, why do I have to wear the coat? Then nobody's gonna see my costume. This is dumb. Why are we even going then? I don't really know why I went trick-or-treating anyway, because half the candy I got I hated. I was really particular about the candy that I ate. And a lot of what I got was stuff I didn't like anyway, so I was like, why am I even doing this? Can't we just buy candy that I like and call it a day? Look, and since the Great Pumpkin knew you weren't going trick-or-treating, he brought you a goodie bag. Something corny like that. I mean, Easter has the bunny. Oh, I pulled that too roughly. Didn't mean for that to separate. Alright, I guess that's as good as that piece is gonna get there. Alright. So we'll get this worked into here. Alright. In here, that one's gonna go. We just have a little bit more of grass to put in on this side. And then we'll be ready to move on to the next part. Get the top of that one put in there. I guess it wasn't a total waste of effort putting the dirt in, because there's some thinner spots where we do have the brown peeking through. Alright, so I'm not so much regretting doing that now. I wasn't really sure how much I was gonna really need that. But, you know, it worked out. I'm fine with that. Okay. Now, this piece kind of put into there. So yeah, it turns out we did have just enough. I was fretting for nothing. Usually the case. So with all this rain we had this weekend, probably gonna have to cut the grass again. Guess it kind of depends on what's gonna happen over the next few days, like how hard it freezes. But if it's supposed to go like back up into the low 70s this coming weekend, I have a feeling that hard freeze isn't gonna do much for it. I cut that a little bit long there. Okay. A little bit more water, and we'll roll this guy. We'll work on getting this piece attached, and then we'll have one more, I think. That will do us here. I was just seeing if that would help with any of our loose bits here that weren't fully attached yet. I don't think it really did much. It's getting a little bit more tension there trying to get through. Can feel it getting a bit thicker in here. Although adding that little bit of water might not have helped. Might have actually made things a little bit tougher to try to get through. Okay, a little bit more to go. And fan that out just a little bit. Just trying to pull a little bit, scrape some of those fibers out a little. See if we can get a little bit of a different height variation in there. Sometimes you can, sometimes it's not noticeable. Alright, so we've got just this little bit of fluff. Alright, so that worked out pretty good. Oh, jeez. I tilted my head and got hit with a sunbeam coming in. It hit the edge of my glasses. I was like, what's happening? Where's this reddish-orange light coming from? My one pair of frameless glasses I had gotten from, or I guess rimless glasses I had gotten from Lens Crafters, were so thick and cut in just a way that whenever I went outside I was seeing rainbow prisms because the way the light was hitting the top edge and filtering down through. It was kind of annoying and really distracting. Okay. Just gonna re-flatten the back here. We haven't looked at the back in a while. Not bad. The back looks kind of pretty too. Okay, so we're gonna take a look back at our tutorial here. And see where we're at. Okay, I do have it muted. Okay, so he's putting in that bit there. I'm gonna fast forward through that because we've already done that part. Oh, went too far. Okay. So he did that. Alright, now he's gonna come in and put more ground in over here. So he's putting in like this riverbank in here. Yeah, I guess I do have that a little bit too turned in. We could like take that a little bit wider probably. And then he starts putting in a tree. And he hasn't put in the rest of the water yet. Here. Okay. So the tree's kind of sitting over here and kind of coming up in front of this guy. And then he kind of highlights him. And then he does a dark color highlight on, well, dark color shadow. And then what's he grabbing? He didn't say. Kind of looks like some ochre and some cad. It looks like a mixture of ochre and cad. Okay. Bob, stop. Stop. I'm hitting pause. Why aren't you pausing? Okay. Okay, so he does the tree first, and then bank, tree, and then he comes back in, I think, and hits the water, or does he... Hang on. Oh, so he did a little reflection. Oh. Yeah. He adds more water there. Splashies. Wait, he added more to that. Bob. Stop fussing. Okay, so this bank went in first. And then the tree. And then he did some grassy things. Then he did like the reflection-y water things. And then he came in and did this bank. Okay. So, I guess we're gonna work on our riverbank next, I suppose. Alright. Let me get these other colors out of the way here for a second. Just so they're not in the way. And underfoot, basically. So let me get these guys put up here. Okay, so we have just the brown out now. Okay. I can get a hold of it here. Okay. So let's get our brown sorted here. All right. Get a little bit of water here. Not much. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna figure out where I want our riverbank to kind of sit, because we can make an adjustment off of that pen line. I'm okay with that. And it kind of feels like, looking at it now, I probably brought that a little too center. Probably needs a little bit more of an angle on it. Sorry, there's gonna be traffic now. School's let out. The corner that we live next to is a big road that's used for exodus from the school. We're gonna work on getting this in place here. Let's hope everybody had a good day. Let's getting to be later in the afternoon here. Crunch, 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 crunch. Kind of sounds like you're walking on gravel. Or like through the snow. Don't know if the microphone's picking it up. It might not be. The traffic noise might be drowning it out. If it was completely silent in here, probably would be picking it up a bit better. Yeah, that feels like that might be a little bit better of a line to take there. Okay. Alrighty. Well, at least we got this finished off. We did get that in. So we're not completely hopeless here. Not as far as I was hoping we were going to get today. P-Butt! He has been knocking stuff everywhere the last 24 hours because of where he's insisting on sitting. The amount of shit I had to pick up last night off the floor. He almost damaged one of the plugs coming out of the wall because of something that fell on top of it. Like, really, dude? He's all full of sass today. The last little bit, maybe the colder air. It's gotten all the cats a little sassy. Alright. Just gonna finish getting in this bit of dirt here. And we might use that same dark color that we were using to outline the mill there as our tree bark, maybe. Kind of gotta think about that for a couple of minutes here. I think that might work. Made a mess. I've got water sloshed everywhere. Alright. Let's work on getting the rest of our dirt worked into here. It kind of looks like we're gonna need to have this dirt in over here with how the riverbank is being shown, at least at the moment. I think we have a fair amount of dirt showing on up into our grass here. Let me double check our... Well, I don't have that much showing. I've got some showing around the base of the tree. is a slight thing we need to remember here. So I want to make sure that we get this in here pretty good. Okay, now I like to work in smaller sections. I just find it easier, and then my arm can have a break from constantly tapping. But you do how you want to do yours. By all means. So we're all going to see things a little bit differently. We're all going to do things in a way that we just find easier for us, which might make somebody else like scream. Like, why are you doing it like that? Do it this way. Well, I mean, that works for you. That's great. I'm ecstatic that you found a way that's going to work for you. But this is how it works for me. So we are just going to get this bit of dirt worked into here. I am using the acrylic yarn right now. This was all the acrylic yarn. Oh, right. So anybody, blah 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 blah. Let's try that again. Does anybody have any plans for Halloween? We go on any parties? Movie marathons? Handing out candy? Are you gonna be team front porch light on or team front porch light off this year? Are you even gonna be home? We tried to give out candy here a couple of years in a row. I think we had one person one year and a shit ton of candy, so I'm just like, yeah, no. So since nobody comes by this particular spot, we're team front porch light off, mostly due to the location. But if we were someplace else that actually had some kid traffic, like an actual neighborhood or something, we would probably try to decorate a little bit. Get a pumpkin to carve. Probably participate a bit more in the festivities as much as we were able to. All right. We'll work on this section. So this will probably take up the rest of today, is getting this ground put into here. And that's okay. Gotta get in, right? So. It's gotta get done. Gotta get some kind of stabilization under that mill before it falls into the water there. Okay. Crunch, crunch, crunch. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to do that Planet Zoo stream tonight. I need to get those koala domes finished, because the husband's done. He might not do a stream this week. I don't know. Like, next Saturday. But then again, he might, and I'm just going to have to play catch up. I mean, I did go a little bit elaborate with that koala dome. I really didn't think it was going to take quite that long, but I should have known. Trying to do something fancy. And then fucking up, wasting time figuring out what the hell I'm doing wrong. But that's okay. We're almost done that koala dome. I have to add another piece all the way around to finish filling in that one gap that we've got on it. And then I'll be able to slide that back over and start figuring out placement of things. So I don't know if I'm going to get any video editing done tonight. Probably won't. And that's okay. Alrighty. That's not looking too bad. Not really. Okay. Get a little bit more fluff and stuff here. Alright. Okay. Lost my implement there for just a minute. Alright, so we probably will have some grass. Yeah, we'll have some grass hanging out around in here. I'm not sure what color this grass is going to be fully. Looks like he leaned a little more into the green side. That's what it looks like. So we'll see what we can make happen there. I'm a little surprised he didn't add like a door or anything. It's probably on the other side though. I don't think he added a pathway to get to it either. Perhaps there wasn't one visible in whatever he was looking at to make this one. Okay. Get our next bit of fluff. Trying to keep our edge as intact as we can. It's not always easy between me pulling up on that outer edge to get it to release from the pad, and just the way the fiber pulls the felt piece as well. Just the way it kind of taps in there. I mean, we're a little wobbly, but it's not bad. We can still definitely work with that. Now our top and bottom edges don't matter as much because we're gonna have our dowel rods laying over there, so that'll, providing we get the dowels lined up properly, that'll hide any transgressions that we got going on there. Any little, what's this? Issues, so. It's another reason why I am liking that we've moved to that, or evolved to that display method. I just have to hope I have enough. I don't know if I do. I have to find where I put them. I moved so much stuff around when I was cleaning when we moved our desks. And I was like, oh yeah, I reorganized and I put, let me put this here, let me put this here. And by putting stuff away, I think I've lost it. I have two vague ideas of where they might be, but I had found some cookie cutters. I found the rooster cookie cutters when I was reorganizing, and I was like, oh great, I need these. These will come in handy for Christmas again. And I don't know where they're at now. I shoved them somewhere. I'm probably gonna have to rip through all of my supplies again.
What did you lose?
The rooster cookie cutters again. I saw them when I was reorganizing. Apparently they had been in the big green lid box, and I was like, oh good. And I took everything out of the green lid box to put the yarn in there, and now I don't remember where I put them. In typical Nisey fashion. Because why would I ever remember where I moved something to? So I'm gonna have to rip the place apart and go looking for that. But hey, at least it wasn't raining today. I mean, we did need that rain, so I'm not complaining about it too much, but at least the sun came out today. But but it brought with it all of the cold air ever. Some place might have had snow flurries here last night. Windows 11 was like, snow and rain, and I'm like, really? And I popped outside and it wasn't doing anything, and I'm like, you lie, Windows 11. Fuck you. I looked and looked and looked standing on the front porch and I couldn't see anything falling, and then I stepped out off the porch and I'm like, I'm doing shit. Alright. It's just wet. The ground's just wet. I'm not doing a damn thing. Alright. It's not showing on camera, but I've got like a puddle of water that's fallen out of my little bottle cap there. Everywhere. That's what I'm doing when I'm doing this. I'm trying to grab the water off of the desk. Because it's still usable. I don't want to waste it. Okay. So yeah, this is coming together. I'm pretty happy with this. We're getting closer to being done. Let's see. So Sunday we'll probably work on getting the tree in. And getting, well no, we gotta get some grass in first, and then the tree. So Sunday, it depends on what time we start. We might be able to finish up this side. Depends on how far he goes. Right, because he's got a lot of dirt here. Hold on. Oh, okay, so he added some more grassy dews. Okay, yeah, so he fills all that in. Yeah. Oh, see, that would burn my ass after I spent all that time to have the stretcher bar leave that line on the canvas. That's how hard he was pushing into the canvas that it left the impression of where the stretcher bar is on the edge there. You can see the line. It goes all the way down to the bottom. Oh, that would piss me off. Alright, I think we're about there. Like, I'll notice stuff like that, and then I'm like, no, we have to fix this. Although I don't know if that would be something that would really be fixable at that point. He might end up destroying everything trying to fix it. Okay. Alright. There was quite a bit of water on the underside of that. Might as well just grab it and wipe that up there. What's everybody doing for dinner tonight? We are doing pot roast sandwiches, like open face, but we're gonna put them in the oven like I've got sliced Italian bread from Walmart. And so each little circle-y slice is gonna get some meat and then some mozzarella cheese if we still have some. And get all melty in the oven. I don't have any French fries, so I don't know what I'm making to go with it. I could make some rice, I guess. Tomorrow night, if I have enough bread, we might be doing French toast. And if the potatoes are still usable that are in our pantry, we might chop up one or two of those. Do like a home fry situation. But I don't know if those potatoes are still good, so. I used to not mind the hash brown patties from Walmart, and then during COVID, the taste of them changed and the texture of them changed. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this was a cheap-ish hot snack at night when I'm hungry, and you've ruined it. Why? I'm not sure if it ever went back to the way it was. Haven't really had the money to test it to find out. All right. There's that piece. We do have a good sized chunk here still to fill in. So I don't know if we're actually gonna get this section finished up today. I hear Zuzu feet. Nope, maybe not. Maybe that was Russell's ice in his cup. If it was Zuzu feet, he turned around and left real quick. Alright. I know this is like about as exciting as watching paint dry, but at least for the portion that we're in, large color blocks are always kind of dull. But it is kind of cool to see how everything starts to come together after a while. That's why I like doing the speed felts at the end of the project. To see it all in one place as it zooms together. Okay. So if I have any splits in here, I'm not going to worry too hard about it. Because we are going to have the grass come in here. And kind of cover it up. So, I mean, I've got a little split there. I think we still have to highlight this riverbank. I think. Though I'm not sure if he does highlight it, because he does cover it up with grass pretty spectacularly. So we're gonna have to see about that. Sounds like Velcro if you don't pull it up often enough. It's like rip. Alright. Let's see here, what time is it? Alright. Grab this piece here. A little bit more water there. So if you guys are following along as well, in whatever medium you prefer, feel free to tag me on Instagram. Link should be down below to that. Love to see what you're working on. It might be fun to try to follow one of Bob's tutorials in like alcohol marker. I don't think you'd be able to get away with doing one of the black canvases, but you know, you'd have to omit the black part, I guess, which could still be possible. That might be quite the challenge. I think for that you would probably definitely end up sketching stuff out. Alright. So getting this guy tapped into here. Alright, next bit of fluff. So yeah, I think we're doing okay here. Damn cat moved my camera again. There we go. Sorry. I thought that looked weird. He likes to jump on my desk. And when he jumps, things shift. Didn't realize the top of that hadn't been showing properly. Like, Cal knows he's not allowed on my desk. because he looks for trouble. If he just sat there and behaved himself, it would be one thing, but I try not to let them up here or get in the habit of coming up here anyway, because I never know if I'm going to have the hot glue gun and they're going to decide to come up here. You know, it's just, it's safer, especially, you know, if I've got this laying around. Or if we're working with glitter. Oh god. Cat covered in glitter, that would be a travesty. That's the stuff of nightmares. Trying to get that off. Oh god. Brain, why did you even go there? But it's just, it's better for them, safety-wise, that they don't get in the habit of coming up here. But whenever I'm in bed, I keep catching him jumping on top of my PC tower, and I'm like, stop it! And he knows I can't spray him to get him off of there because of the electronics. So then I have to get up and try to get him off of there, and then he starts knocking everything everywhere. And that's when I catch him. He likes to wait till he thinks I'm asleep, and then he'll start poking and looking at stuff and jumping on stuff and walking on the husband's keyboard. You know, you name it. Oop. That did not want to let go there. Alright. So I have a few more minutes. I'd like to finish up this corner here. That's what I would like to do. Will we make that happen? We might. Like, I don't have too much more to do to make dinner ready. I mean, I've got a little bit to do, but it's okay. The meat can chill out in the pan a little bit longer. I kind of have to overcook it a bit so my mom can eat it. It kind of has to be like falling apart. So that she can chew it. And I need to find out if I have to make more bread tonight. Okay. Alright, we got just a little bit more there in the corner. Get that worked into there. Okay, so what's your guys' favorite art medium to work with? What's your favorite thing to do? Arts and crafty wise. Knitting, crochet, cross stitch, needlepoint, embroidery, friendship bracelets, latch hook rugs, making stuff with plastic canvas, fine arts, drawing, painting, photography, flower arranging, rubber stamping, what is your favorite thing to do? Got a little ahead of myself there. Alright, we might be able to clean that up a little bit when we get our grass put in there. Alright, so we'll get this worked into here. Oh, we have a time change next weekend. We do swap the clocks here. It will still remain a start time of 2 p.m.-ish Central. But that time change, I believe, is next Saturday night into Sunday morning. I kinda wish we'd just pick a time and stick with it, though. I don't like all this bouncing around back and forth. Doesn't help the anxiety, you know, because then it feels like you're running late, and you're not. Or you are running late, because you're thinking you still have that extra hour. No, I don't like it. I don't like the bouncing. This makes winter feel so long. Alright, so we have just that little tiny piece right there to finish filling in. So we didn't get a whole lot of mileage today, but we got some things done. We got our red accents added to our stone pieces there. We got our dirt put in on our back hill here. And we also got our grass put in there. Kind of sitting in the back, peeking through. So we got a little bit done. Okay. Fill in that tiny little patch of gray that was still remaining. Okay. Alright. So we got our dirt finished being filled in there. I did change the angle of this just a little bit. That's fine. This will get the river water, so that'll cover up that pen line. It's not a huge deal. So that's one of the benefits to sketching stuff out with this. You don't normally see your sketch lines when you're done, so you can change and adjust as you go. Not a huge deal. Alright. So we kind of have an idea of how we're going to handle things for Sunday when we come back to this. We will work on putting in our grasses in here on this side and work on getting that tree in. We're not quite done with the water wheel yet. We still have to add our water to it and our splashy doos in here, but we're going to work on this side and then we'll work on getting our reflections in, I think. Hang on, let me come back and look at this for a second. Where... Okay, so he put all this in. Okay, and then he put this in. So maybe we'll do the river colors and get that worked in. We'll get the wheel done, and then we'll start over here. We'll see how far we get with that. But we'll worry about that on Sunday. I'm going to try to come back tonight for Planet Zoo. Bless you. Bless you. And we'll get back into Park Oceana. If I have time, I will come back. If I don't end up coming back, then the next stream will be on Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. So you guys have a great week if I don't see you tonight. And until next time.